Network.
From Harlan C. Hunter Stadium in St. Charles, Missouri, Lindenwood Lions football is live today. It's Alex Fadul and the Lions facing off against Braden Scott and the Lions of Missouri Southern State University for Week 10 of the 2016 season. We welcome you, everyone, into the Lindenwood Sports Network. We thank you, as always, for joining us. Alongside Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. Adam, any way you slice it, Lindenwood got the job done last week. A 35-14 victory over the University of Nebraska at Kearney Lopers. What do you have to say about it?
They played well. The defense was great, especially in that third quarter, not giving up a single point. In the second half, everything gelled in the secondary. Our linebackers look good, so hopefully we can keep that up here today.
Let's go ahead down to the sidelines. Really quickly introduce you to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry.
Thanks, Matt. And like you just said, the boys are coming off of a big win from Nebraska Kearney, and so it's senior day here, and it's the last game for those seniors here at Hunter Stadium. Starts to be a bittersweet game, and hopefully they can bring on the win, and let's go Lions.
Valley, hopefully we can get a big win today. Lindenwood looking for their third win of the season, as are the Missouri Southern State University Lions. Both teams coming in with a 2-7 record, both teams coming off of a Week 9 victory. Lindenwood coming off of a 35-14 victory. Missouri Southern a 45-33 victory over the Northeastern State University Riverhawks. The Lions have elected to receive the ball to start the first half, so they will kick it away to start the second half. The Lions will be returning from right to left, wearing their black home jerseys, the black pants, the gold stripes, the white numbers with gold trim, white helmets, and the gold lion head on the side. Back to kick this one away for Missouri Southern. Brock Rinkin, the 6'1 junior, averaging just over 60 yards per kick, and he booms it end over end, 2 yards shy of the goal line, picked up by Bakari Triggs, fakes the flip over to Kendall Sparks, and he takes it himself between the numbers to the 20, to the 25, now to the 30, pushed out of bounds after an excellent return of 28 yards, and Lindenwood will start their first drive there. In the shotgun with two receivers on the near side. Janisevsky's alone on the far. A fast snap, give to Daniels, near side sweep. Gets a block and he cuts to the 10. Has an open lane, trying to stay in bounds, but he just can't across the 5. Steps out of bounds, a yard shy of the pylon. It'll be first and goal for LU at the 1.
That close, wasn't he?
Oh, man, that one was rough for Daniels. So it'll be first and 10 for Missouri Southern when we return. We've reached a media timeout here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. When we come back, we're still scoreless in the first, right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. This broadcast put on solely by communication students at Lindenwood University pursuing a degree in many media fields. If you're interested in learning more about the program or what it would take to become a student sportscaster, you can find out more online at lindenwood.edu. Turnover on downs, and Missouri Southern State has it first and 10 at their own 7-yard line. Low snap, give on the near side. Connor Harris quickly making the tackle. Wesley Thomas trying to rid the ball out. It came loose. Was it live? The referees coming in to look to make the call. The Lions are saying they brought it into the end zone, Lindenwood, but it looks to be that they're saying that the play was dead. Missouri Southern State and the running back Josh Hadley had a close look, but Lindenwood just wasn't able to come away. It's second down. Now on the left side with Braden Scott. Scott calls for it, has it, give on the near side to the running back. This time it's Josh Hadley cutting across. He has a room, and he tries to hurdle Bakari Triggs, but Triggs hauls him out of the air, and Wesley Thomas contributes to push him down just across the chains. They'll move, and it's first down for Missouri Southern.
One thing we are missing is the physicality and the intensity that we had on the first two drives defensively.
Only a couple of first downs for Missouri Southern State so far today. Most of them have been in this drive. Scott set, receivers on both hashes, and he has it. Looking to pass, steps up, protection in the pocket. He looks for an open hole, steps up to the line of scrimmage, and he's keeping it himself. Has a lane to the chains, and Connor Harris chases him out of bounds. It should be enough to move him. It is. So a gain of 7, and a good read from the quarterback makes it first and 10 for Missouri Southern.
For Connor Harris, you have to know where the chain is and be able to get there before the quarterback to force him out earlier so he doesn't get that first.
It was Harris and then one other line, Derek Sabuga in pursuit for LU, but Sabuga not as fast as Connor Harris by any means. As the Missouri Southern State line is taking himself off the field, Josiah Bennett, looks like there might have been some equipment malfunction, and the officials said he couldn't remain on. Two receivers on either side. This first and 10. It's now Josh Hadley back in as the running back for Missouri Southern. High snap, fakes the give to Hadley on the near side. It's complete, and Roderick Riles makes a quick tackle before anything else comes from it.
Good job by the run defense. Our red zone defense has actually been pretty quality this year.
Missouri Southern very rough on the red zone alone. They're shooting 66% on their trips with 4 turnovers this year in the red zone alone. Set back up in the shotgun. Josh Hadley, the running back. Scott taking his time now. 10 on the play clock. 30 left to go in the scoreless first quarter. He pumps, lofts it up, overhead. Roderick Riles can't make the play. Touchdown, Josiah Bennett. And Missouri Southern takes the lead.
That's one thing about Bennett. He has a big frame on him. He can go up and get those jump balls. Excellent throw that time by Scott.
Team leading 5th touchdown reception this year for the freshman out of Odessa, Missouri. And it's 6-0 Missouri Southern State.
One thing Scott does really well, he has excellent touch on the football.
Here's Brock Renken. First time we've seen him since the opening kickoff. He's shooting 22 for 23 on the year from his PAT. Scott Lathrop is the holder. And they're set to go. Snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. 7-0. Lindenwood falls behind first with 26 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter. It's been a fast one, and Lindenwood will need to respond. The Lindenwood Journalism Department is one of the best in the Midwest, featuring the fully student-run newspaper, The Legacy, and the multimedia news site, The Linden Link. Students have every opportunity to learn about the world of journalism right here in St. Charles. If you'd like to learn more about the journalism opportunities at LU, you can visit online at lindenwood.edu. So that drive from Missouri Southern State, 13 plays, 93 yards, spanning 5 minutes and 43 seconds, capped off by the 10-yard touchdown pass from Braden Scott to Josiah Bennett. You got to say, Braden Scott made that drive his. Throwing on the run, keeping the plays alive. And while the Lions got into the backfield, making the pocket collapse, Scott kept the game going.
One thing I will say while we have a break in the action, congratulations to our own Leo the Lion, who won the Mid-Rivers Mall mascot contest. He beat Fredberg.
Who was that?
The other day. I saw it on the news just last night. But Leo the Lion is your Mid-Rivers Mall mascot of the month, maybe year, who knows. But congratulations.
Well, okay then. How do you like that?
Just a question to think about. If the offense stalls on this drive, do you go back to A.J. Thigpen or do you keep the duel?
Well, that'll be a question to answer in the second quarter as the Lions let the clock expire. After the first quarter of play, 7-0, Lindenwood trails Missouri Southern State University. And we'll be right back in just a few seconds right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. 12:35 left to go here in the first half at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziski here with you on the Lindenwood Sports Network as Lindenwood will need to get a defensive stop and try to fight back in this 7-0 deficit. Braden Scott back out on the field now for Missouri Southern State. He's in the shotgun alongside Devin Chafin. Calls for it. Missouri Southern threatening to strike again. They lead 7-0. Scott calls for it, has it. Chest high, fakes the give. He's looking to pass. The pocket has quickly collapsed. Clint Coons in pursuit. Scott looking to take it himself, but he lets it go across the sideline. Intercepted in the end zone by Roderick Riles, and Lindenwood comes away with it. Looks like Riles may have lost control of it coming down with the play against Jordan Morrison, and there's going to be a fight for it on the ground. The officials are trying to sort this one out. Both sides pointing their way, and let's see how this one plays out. Chains haven't moved. Officials talking about it now. Riles came down with it. Looks like he might have lost control when he was already on his back. That's going to be an official call at this point, and the officials are taking their time to make sure that they don't mess this one up, and that's a fair assumption to make. 10:58 left to go here in the opening half as Lindenwood trails 7-0, and this call, whichever way it goes, will have a big impact on LU.
Byron Beal coming onto the field for defensive line purposes. I think it may stay with Missouri Southern State.
Beal, one of those guys for a good goal line stop. As Nick Granberry came off from LU. Granberry, one of the leading sacks. One of the leading sackers, I should say, for Lindenwood on the defensive line. And it's Lindenwood's ball.
All right.
After a lengthy conversation at the 5, the officials finally come to, and Lindenwood has the turnover. Their 6th interception in the last 2 games. The first for Roderick Riles this year. Four-man rush in coming from Lindenwood. Antron Watts steps up to blitz as this one is a fake give, play action, quick lofter up the middle. Intercepted by Connor Harris at the 45. His second interception in as many games, and the Lions get the ball back.
How special is that on senior day, creating a turnover? Good to see.
Harris with a pick six last week, an interception against Hosea Bennett today, and Lindenwood has the ball in Missouri Southern territory to try and tie it up.
One thing about Connor Harris, off the field, nobody outworks this kid.
Absolutely. Fadul in the gun with Aaron Daniels. He steps back to pass. Pocket collapsing, and he lofts it up for Dontrell Prince. He reaches for it. Did he bobble it? He came in with it. It was in the air when Prince was in the end zone, and he was able to hold on with the end.
Good concentration. That's about all you can say. Good touch on the football on the outside. Excellent throw. And just way to bring it in.
7-6 now. Lindenwood an opportunity to tie with Connor Harris, the leg to make that decision. Harris a lefty kicker. As A.J. Thigpen will be the holder. Matthew Dreyer the snapper for LU. Connor was a perfect 5 for 5 last week against the University of Nebraska at Kearney. It's a low snap, but it's down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 6 for 6, Connor, in his Lindenwood career, his college career. And it's now 7-7 here at Harlan C. Hunter Stadium with 7 minutes left to go here in the first half. We've reached another media timeout, and we'll send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
Hey Matt, I'm here with President Sean Rock and Amarni, one of our cheerleaders here. Tell me what your first year was like here as a cheerleader, and this is the last game of the year.
Yeah, it's been really great being here. It feels like a family. I really like enjoying being so close to the field, seeing everything really close. And the last game is just kind of heartbreaking. I'm about to switch over to basketball, and it's not the same. I really love football.
And Dr. Sean Rock, I know you're only a sophomore here. But tell me what it's like senior day here for you.
Well, I'm looking forward to my senior day. It's awesome to see all the students, and just thanks to all of the seniors that are here this evening, the family members who are here. It's just a great day. Weather couldn't be any better. And I'm excited right now. We're all tied up, so it's a great day to be a Lion.
Yeah, okay. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Dr. Sean Rock. Always a pleasure to have you on here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Positive yardage on the ground this afternoon for the most part. You have to be pretty happy for Coach Ross.
That's all it can take. Already 132 yards on the ground for LU so far. They've had 3 games of 200 yards or more rushing this year. That's the most since 2011. Fadul, time in the pocket as he pumps and goes deep with it for Dontrell Prince. Deshaun Warren comes up with it at the 3. He got brought down. Did he hold on? He did. It's a complete pass, and it's 1st and goal for LU at the 3-yard line.
Excellent tight spiral that time by Alex Fadul. When you give him time in the pocket, he can unleash it.
You can tell when he's ready to go with it, too, because he cocks and he unloads.
You betcha.
With the best of them. 1st and goal for LU. Daniels still the running back. Lions looking to take the lead for the first time today. Daniels with him in the gun. It's another high snap. He has time in the pocket, but he steps up and he looks to take it himself. Before he's across the line of scrimmage, he gets it to Janisevsky's. It's complete for a touchdown.
How about that? In between 4 defenders, nice touch.
Way to thread the needle, Alex Fadul. Lindenwood takes the lead 13-7 with 3:36 left to go here in the first half.
You killed a little clock before the half. You got some points. Everything was nice on that drive. Good control.
Connor Harris coming out to attempt the PAT. 6 for 6 in his college career. Thigpen the holder, Dreyer the snapper. The officials give him the okay. And Connor set to go. The snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Connor Harris making it all work. 14-7, Lindenwood on top with 3:36 left to go here in the first half. Lindenwood has only led at the end of the first half twice this season. 2 receivers split out on the side for the sophomore quarterback. He takes a 3-step drop back, looks to pass, but elects to take it up himself. Justin Taylor can't make the tackle, but Connor Harris and Karan Williams fly in to make sure he's stopped before the marker. And that'll bring up 4th down as a flag comes in from the back judge way after the play is done, and we'll have to see what this one's going to be called on.
Extracurricular activity after the play was over. I believe this will be on the school down south.
Officials having a conversation about it now. That was coming in from the side judge, Kevin Warner. First and 10 at the 39. Fadul looking to pass. Steps up, he pumps, and he goes deep with it. This time for Deshaun Warren. A step on his man. It's complete to the 5. Touchdown, Lindenwood.
Alex Fadul working his magic once again. He has a Canaanite. Excellent.
61-yard touchdown pass. LU increases their lead 20-7. And out comes Connor Harris to attempt the PAT.
Talk about a quick strike.
Here's Harris, Thigpen the holder, Dreyer the snapper. Missouri Southern looking to bring the house. Snap is back, the ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Lindenwood increases their lead to 21-7, a 61-yard touchdown pass. And I gotta say, I knew it as soon as Fadul took that hard pump to cock it. We talked about it earlier this game, Adam. He just cocks his arm so hard before unloading and just unleashing a heavy pass. And my gosh, Warren had it clear on that. We'll put 20 minutes on the clock and we'll have a fun halftime. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Allie Spry, with Coach Patrick Ross.
Okay, Ross, you have gotten key interception in the first half. Have you done anything in-game to change the slowdown of the Missouri Southern's passing game?
Well, obviously, every game there's always going to be some transitions and some adjustments being made. But at the end of the day, it comes down to our players executing, and they did a nice job after the first quarter and a little bit after that. Then they dialed in. We need to do a better job starting fast. Their coaches did a good job preparing their game plan, some different things that we're seeing, but our guys are adjusting, and hopefully we can continue to play better football in the second half.
All right, we'll continue to have the lead in the second half. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Coach Ross. And for that'll be it for the first half. We'll step aside, be right back in just a few seconds with the halftime show right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
Welcome into Lindenwood Sports Network. This is Lion Pride Sports. I'm Michelle Sprode. Later today, we'll have 2 members of the Lindenwood women's volleyball team come in to talk about their season. But first, let's take a look at some Lindenwood scores from throughout the week. Starting off with the Lindenwood men's soccer team, they shut out Upper Iowa University in a home game. The final score was 3-0. This leaves the team with a record of 13-2-2 on the season and 7-0-0 in conference play. Now let's take a look at some standout athletes from this week. Giovanni Dajek from the men's soccer team was named the MIAA Men's Soccer Athlete of the Week. Skylar Starbeck from the Lindenwood women's field hockey team has also been racking up awards this season. Starbeck received ECAC Defensive Player of the Week for the 3rd time this season. We're going to take a short break here, but when we come back, we'll have 2 members of the Lindenwood women's volleyball team coming in. They're going to tell us about their season so far and what to expect in the future. Stay tuned on the Lindenwood Sports Network. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Shannon Doyle and Ivy Reynolds. Thank you so much for coming. We're going to go ahead and send it back down to Harlan C. Hunter Stadium with Matt Sabatis and Adam Ziske. Stay tuned right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.
We welcome you back into the Lindenwood Sports Network. 30 more minutes of football left to be played in Harlan C. Hunter Stadium, and Lindenwood with a 21-7 lead. Again, we thank you as always for joining us. Alongside Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. Adam, Lindenwood's getting the job done, not only offensively but defensively. 2 turnovers, both interceptions, one from Roger Griles and one from Connor Harris.
And I was glad to see Connor Harris get that on senior day. He's a hard-working individual. He's earned it. He deserves it. So great to see in the first half.
2nd and 14, the official call. 13:25 left to go in the 3rd quarter. In the shotgun again with Chafin. Scott sets, claps his hands, puts Chafin in motion out to the near side. He looks for it, but instead keeps it on a draw. Splits through the defensive line. He's got room. Roger Griles, a shoelace tackle at the 32-yard line.
Good read that time by the Missouri Southern State Lions, knowing that we were pressed on the perimeter. We were outnumbered up the middle, so he took it up the middle, had a nice gain that time. Excellent run.
John Harris was down on the field for LU. Got up on his own power, but he's being helped off the field by the athletic training staff. Looks to be keeping weight off of his right leg as he's limping off now. Doesn't need anyone to support his weight, but it's tough for him to move, and that much is clear. So Lindenwood will bring out a backup, Justin Taylor, to replace him, and Tanner Saboka to replace Taylor on the opposite side of the defensive line. 13:02 left to go in the third quarter. Lindenwood a 14-point lead, but it's 3rd and 1 at the LU 31. Scott in the shotgun once again with Devin Chafin to his right hip. 2 receivers on the far side, or rather 1 on the far, 3 on the near for Missouri Southern. Clint Coons is the nickelback, and Wesley Thomas steps up to provide some extra blocking and man on as the safety. Scott has it. He's taking it himself up the gut. He has the first down, bouncing off to the far side. He just fights through before Connor Harris and Bakari Triggs combine for the stop. It'll be a gain of 3 and a 1st and 10 for Missouri Southern.
One thing about Scott, just like Fadul, he's a tough runner who does not go down easy. You have to hit him low.
As we have a whistle on the field, and we'll be taking our first media timeout. Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry. Allie.
Thanks, Matt. So before the halftime, the offensive coach was talking to Alex Fadul and was telling him, you need to find your spacing. Take your time and figure out your spacing. And for the defense coach didn't have much to say as much as the defensive players did. They took the dry erase marker out of his hand and started writing down what their plan was, and it seemed to be working so far. So let's see what they have in this third quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Alex Fadul having a decent day so far for Lindenwood, picking up his first start as a true freshman. UCM a shutout currently at the end of the first half, 31-0 over the Northeastern State University Riverhawks. 14-0 at the end of the half between Northwest Missouri State. Fadul calls for it, has it, sweep on the give to Jakeem Wharton, an open hole in the offensive line, and some blockers down to the 20, to the 15, an open lane into the end zone. Touchdown, Lindenwood.
See what happens when you don't panic on offense, you're just fine.
Scott calls for it, has it, looks the quick pump. It's nearly complete, but just tapped out as Ricky McCoy made the stop. Darius Williams as well, and it's a turnover on downs for Lindenwood.
Good job matching him step for step. Nice throw across the middle that time by Scott. He should have had it, but we'll take it.
21 for 31, 215 yards and a passing touchdown. It's 2nd and 8 right now. High snap, he looks the pass, steps up, slings it downfield, nearly complete. But a great pass breakup from Roderick Riles to keep it out of the hands from Jordan Morrison at midfield. That brings up 3rd and 8, and the Lions have an opportunity for a stop.
Roderick Riles and Wesley Thomas have the 2 best closing speeds coming in on the ball out of any quarter and safety on this team.
2 of the seniors on Lindenwood's roster today. We'll give you a full list of the seniors graduating after this season in just a bit. As Scott looks to pass, gets it on a quick screen to the near side from Josh Hadley, steps on the numbers, and he loses the ball as he comes down, complete from Lindenwood. Taking it is Bakari Triggs, has to beat Scott, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. The 3rd defensive touchdown for Bakari Triggs this year, and it's 34-14 Lindenwood. Missouri Southern set to bring the house. Thigpen sets. The snap is back. The ball is down. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Connor Harris shooting 100% in his college career. 35-14. Lindenwood takes the lead. Strip on that play from Lindenwood. Nick Granberry. He's been doing it all. A sack, a tackle for loss, and the strip for the scoop and score from Bakari Triggs. 35-14 on the defensive touchdown for LU. The 5th defensive touchdown overall for Lindenwood this season.
Good to see Connor adding to his tackle total. He just keeps adding to it.
11:04 left to go in this one, and Connor already well over 630 career tackles as a Lindenwood Lion. This one a bobbled snap and a quick lofty one out to Jordan Morrison, complete across the 50 to the 45-yard line. Nate Blanchard unable to make the play, and that's a first down for Missouri Southern. Stetson Broach to punt it away just a few yards back into his own territory. He gets it away for Wesley Thomas. Thomas will take it at the 10-yard line. No fair catch, and he's trying to juke around the defenders. Gets a block from Clint Coons at the 15, and he's still moving. Tries to fight through a hole, and he's got space. Now to the 35, the 40. Across midfield, one man to beat is Broach. To the 30, the 25, the 20. Gets a block from Armani Miller. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Lindenwood. A flag on the field back at the 40-yard line, and this one could be taken back. Darius Williams making a case with the side judge, but it looks like Lindenwood will not get the points on the board. Rather, there's a second flag as well back at the 25-yard line, and the officials will have to decompress on this one and make sure everything is set properly.
Ricky McCoy and Trey Johnson Stockton on the outside had a little bit of a low block you can make a case for, and I believe that's what it's going to be.
Would have been the first touchdown on the punt return all year from Wesley Thomas. His previous long was 15. All the officials but one now mulling it over at the 40-yard line on the near hash near the Lion Head. Lindenwood Athletics Department is one of the largest in the country, offering 55 different sports, including 27 sports at the NCAA level, over 1,750 student athletes, and a combined 57 national championships. All the information you want to find out about the many athletic programs at Lindenwood University can be found online at lindenwood.edu. The drive from Missouri Southern, their third scoring drive of the game. 4 plays, only 62 yards, and only 1 minute and 6 seconds off the clock. A 14-yard touchdown pass from Brayton Scott to Anthony Cannon. Cannon's 4th receiving touchdown this year. Aaron Daniels still the running back for LU. They sent triplets out to the far side. Paul Silvio, Cooper Janisewskis, and Kendall Sparks. Devontae Majors is the tight end on the near side, as there are no wide receivers there. Ball split the hashes at the 44. 2nd and 8 for LU. 5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Fadula, high snap to give to Daniels on the far side. Tries to get through. Splits a couple of defenders off the offensive line. And he has about 6 yards in the carry before they finally pull him back. They'll put the forward momentum at the 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
One thing about these Lions from Missouri Western State, they are competing from the start of the game until the end of the game. They're really playing hard despite being down.
But it's declined after. So with 1:45 left to go here in the ball game, 42-28, Lindenwood on top. This game got started with Missouri Southern State getting on the board first. A 10-yard touchdown pass to Josiah Bennett. He hasn't gotten too many touches the rest of the way. That got Missouri Southern up 7-0. It was Lindenwood a majority of the way. 42-28, Lindenwood will walk away with their 3rd victory of the season and back-to-back victories for the first time since last year, as Fadul takes the final knee and the Lions will walk away victorious. 42-28, today's final. We'll step aside, be right back in just a few seconds with the postgame right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. 42-28, Lindenwood defeating the Missouri Southern State University Lions, picking up their 3rd win of the season as they advance to 3-7. Matt Sabatis, Adam Ziske here with you. Adam, any quick final thoughts before we go down?
It's just great to have these seniors come out and play well. You know, they've earned it being here, putting in all this time and work, so good job getting the W today.
Let's go ahead and send it down to our sideline reporter, Miss Allie Spry, who's joined by Lindenwood head coach Patrick Ross.
Coach, what a game. It's the last home game of this season, and you came out with a win. Tell me how proud of you are of your team right now.
You know, win, lose, or draw, I've been proud of these guys for 10 football games. You know, obviously we like to be on the other side of the wins and losses, but these guys are battling for 60 minutes. Our leadership is good, our heart is good, our passion's good. So win, lose, or draw today, I'm proud of the football team we're putting on the field, and I'm happy for those guys to get that W, though.
Great. And so what are you going to do going into your last game of the season?
Well, this is outstanding. Central Missouri's, I'm assuming they won today. I don't know yet or not, but hopefully they did, and they'll be sitting at 8-2 and have an opportunity to playoffs. So this would be a good opportunity for us to go see a team that's playoff caliber and hopefully, you know, come out of there with a win. But I'm excited about the group we're putting together, and they're going to go and they're going to fight in Warrensburg next week.
Well, great. Go be with your team.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Coach Ross. 42-28 today's final. We'd like to thank you for joining us here on the Lindenwood Sports Network. For Allie Spry, for Adam Ziske, I'm Matt Sabatis. 42-28 today's final. We'll see you next time, next week, against the University of Central Missouri Mules at 1:15 right here on the Lindenwood Sports Network.